Welcome to Jim Totino Field at Totino-Grace High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Soccer as the Champlin Park Rebels pay a visit here to Totino-Grace. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Kurt Moss, the former Champlin Park boys coach. And Kurt, some new rivalries starting a little bit here with the three new teams coming into the Northwest Suburban. So I think for both coaching staffs, it's a new team to have to prepare for and get used to, but I think that's kind of fun too.
Oh, exactly. It just adds a whole new dimension, and each sport's different. I mean, each of the conferences, the soccer goes once around everybody, so get to see everybody once. It's a fun time, and you get a lot of exposure to a lot of different teams and a lot of different styles.
Champlin Park coming in at 2-6, but kind of a interesting thing. In both of their wins, they've scored 7 goals. They've only been shut out once so far this season, so they like the fact that they're at least generating some offense this year.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to outscore teams, and that's a good way to go about it. You just got to shore up that defense a little bit. If you do that and still score goals, good things happen for you.
Totino-Grace was in the state tournament last year in Class A. They lost their first couple games this year, but have come on with 3 straight wins after that. They've been a program that year in and year out is generally in the mix when you look at Class A soccer.
Yeah, and when you go from one year to next year, it's just a matter of the girls stepping up, making new relationships and the new way of playing and who's going to fill what roles, that sort of thing. So it seems like they're trying to figure things out, and as they do, they'll get better.
And they feel like the good competition they'll be seeing in the Northwest Suburban is going to help them get ready for playoff time, too. We'll tell you about key players to keep an eye on in this afternoon's contest, starting with the visitors from Champlin Park. Kelsey Wood's a player that's put up some numbers so far for this Rebels team. 6 goals, not bad at this time of year. Also has 3 assists for Champlin Park. We said they are coming in with a decent scoring average, helped greatly by those 2 7-goal games, certainly, but Kelsey has been a part of that and is a senior and captain, somebody that they will look for to generate some chances tonight. And for Totino-Grace, Chase Miller is a player that is a holding midfielder, not somebody that they're going to be looking to put goals on the board necessarily, but somebody who can be a big part of their offense and control things a little bit at the midfield and see if they can't get things going. They are still a young team, even though they do have quite a few players back from that state tournament team in 2013. Stay tuned. It's the Rebels and the Eagles. The girls game up first here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
And welcome back here to Totino-Grace High School and Jim Totino Field. And fall weather has arrived in a hurry this week, although pleasantly surprised by how nice it is for this 5 o'clock start. It's not bad out here at all. Not a whole lot of wind, and the sun's been out, and the temperature is certainly doable. And I think in a lot of ways, Kurt, people, soccer, the players would prefer it to not be as warm as it is sometimes at the very beginning of the season, because you really can run out of energy and become dehydrated a lot quicker some of those late August games.
Yeah, it reminds me of kind of a middle of October, almost getting ready for the playoff push time, but we are just in the midway point. But you're right, those August games, it can be hot. It's the hard thing about soccer. You start off just sweating a lot and end up freezing. So it's I'm sure the girls and the boys later on tonight will enjoy this weather.
A little bit of a contrast in terms of experience in goal today is Champlin Park will be starting a sophomore, Lauren Caesar, and For Totino-Grace, they have a third-year keeper, Gabby Eisfelder, who helped lead them into the state tournament last year and defeated Park Center to get to state, although the Pirates have turned the table. And Kurt, you have some connections with, obviously, Champlin Park High School, coaching some there, and with Maple Grove and coach there. But going way back, Park Center was the home school for you, right?
Yeah, the alma mater played there. That was a long, long time ago. Hard to remember that. But, yeah, you know, it's nice having Totino-Grace part of the conference. I think they'll fit right in. And it's actually looking forward to a great night and have a good night of soccer.
Totino-Grace in white and Champlin Park in blue as we get set to get things started here. As we said, Totino didn't score in either of their first two games. You know, didn't play too badly, I don't think. Lost 1-0 to Elk River and then 2-0 to Park Center, but have come back with consecutive wins over Holy Angels, Spring Lake Park, and Irondale. And meanwhile, for Champlin Park, they have been on the board, as we said, in all games but one. Maple Grove shut them out 2-0. They thumped Osseo pretty good. They thumped Minneapolis South. Their most recent game was a 5-2 loss to Spring Lake Park. As we get underway, Champlin Park looking to go to the attack early. Crossing pass there. Eisfelder coming out to nab that one as the Rebels got things going immediately, trying to get some push up the field. They're working tonight. Some of their emphasis points, according to Coach Rebecca Noonan, possess the ball better and play the ball wide and play together as a team, you know, moving as one. And she's not saying that, you know, we've been selfish or anything like that, but just being able to flow together a little bit more as a team. Up the sideline, that one intercepted by Kaylee Martinson for Champlin Park. Pass broken up. There's Chase Miller for Totino-Grace getting involved in the action. Bounces free, a swing and a miss at it. Unfortunately for the Rebels, though, Wood fell down as well trying to get to that ball. I'm going to say it feels a little unusual to me to be seeing a game now on grass field, but both of these schools do play on grass, as do the other Anoka Hennepin school. So I guess it's probably nearly a 50-50 split. In the Northwest Suburban now, you've got, you know, a couple of the new teams coming in do play on turf with Irondale and Spring Lake Park, but obviously Grace does not. The Anoka Hennepin schools do not. Elk River does not. And I believe Centennial is still grass as well. So we've got kind of some of each. Have to be ready for both throughout the season.
Yeah, I was talking with another coach here today, and was, you know, concerned about, not concerned, but just wondering about the field. And they have to, when they practice, they practice both on field and turf, just so depending upon what game's next. And, you know, that can play a big role in it. The turf is a little bit slower, slows the ball down nicer, and not as certain of, that's a nice through ball there. Ooh, almost. Not as certain each in your passes, so you have to be even a little bit more with your touch, a little bit more careful with your touch. Where the turf, you can be a little bit more aggressive and true with your passes, because it will go.
Ball sent ahead by Nicole Newman. Way out to play it is Lauren Caesar, the keeper for Champlin Park. Newman, an all-state pick last year in Class A, and one of the top returners certainly for the Eagles. They will get a throw here. Neither team really generating any big chances or anything yet, but Champlin Park's had a couple of nice connections in the early going here, and now it's Grace with Amanda Engelbrecht looking to get some space to get across away, but pretty well defended by Allie Carlson. Knocked out. It'll be a throw, though, for Totino. There's a look at Rebecca Noonan in her third season as Rebels head coach. And hoping to see a good performance from her team tonight as they face this Grace team. Not sure if they've ever played in their histories, but definitely not in recent seasons, and definitely not as members of the same conference, of course. Totino-Grace coming from the North Suburban, which is now defunct, is that the schools split into a couple different leagues. Metro West, a new conference, took a couple, and also, of course, this Northwest Suburban. That shot off the outside of the net. Eisfelder lets it go, so it'll be a goal kick here for Totino-Grace. Didn't want to take any chance on possibly fumbling that one and giving the Rebels a corner. There's a look at Matt Thibodeau, 7th year now as head coach for Matt with the Grace girls program, and they have obviously had some solid programs, but he readily admitted, okay, we're kind of moving up with the big guys, or the big girls in this case, within the Northwest Suburban. And again, I think they definitely stand a chance to compete well, as Engelbrecht carries it hard up the left side. But it's just, going to require more of a night in, night out good competition, I think, for their team. They're, let's face it, in the North Suburban, there were a few kind of lesser teams that they probably could count on getting a win even if they didn't play well, whereas that's probably going to be not the case here in the Northwest Suburban.
Yeah, most definitely. You got to be ready to play every night. You can, if you don't show up and play one of your better games, any team can beat any team, and that'll be both good. That'll be good for him in the long run. I think he's looking forward to that strong competition every night. And they had a little hiccup as we started, but it seems like they are settling in and finding their way in their games.
Allison Garrett's tried to send that one through, but broken up. Allison, a player that you see in the winter with the Rebels girls basketball program, right?
Yep, exactly. She is a young, talented athlete. Really has a lot of upside, has great size for us for basketball, and very coordinated for her age. And it's fun to see her out here in another sport and see her running around, and hopefully she'll do something well for the Rebels tonight.
Grace looking to counter quickly here. Ariana Delmoro passing it ahead, but broken up, and they take it right back. Lexi Serene, number 11, is a freshman and on her way to stardom, it sounds like, with the Eagles, a very talented young player. And Coach Thibodeau was talking about too. We've got some young girls that just need the confidence that they can step up and play at the varsity level. Here's Chase Miller chipping it, and the header. Oh, and a great stop. It's off the crossbar, and then lunging to get it as Lauren Caesar had to make a tremendous save on Engelbrecht's header here. Just a beautiful cross.
Great cross. It came out away from the goalie, so she didn't have a chance, and a good header. Gave it a great chance, and they were able to cover it up and get it. Very fortunate there for the crossbar.
Caesar did a nice job getting a piece of that one. She read it pretty well, and those are the type that can easily beat you over the top, and they dodged a bullet there. And at the same time, you have to like it if you're Grace. You didn't get the goal, but the setup was definitely what you wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly. That outside mid was able to turn the corner and put a nice ball across, and the forward there was right where she should have been, and they put a good scoring opportunity together.
Look to attack right side here again. Nice ball by Newman to the outside. Trying to get some space for a shot, and that one did not miss by a whole lot. Over the top, it'll be a goal kick for Champlin Park, but again, lining up a decent opportunity there as the Eagles have started to put their stamp on this one a little bit here.
Yeah, they certainly have the control of it right now, but things can just switch in a second here. So, the Champlin's done a nice job early on getting in and intercepting some passes, but now Totino's starting to be able to connect the passes a little bit better, and they're getting their chances.
Bree Johnson was chased to the outside there and ends up having to send it out, so we get a throw here for Grace, taken by Mackenzie Schmidt. Trying to drop that pass back, but it didn't quite make it there, and Rebels looking to counter. Garrett's had it taken away, though. Now chip to the front, and it's going to get a little bit too much on it as Allison Parnell tried to spring a teammate there, and instead it went all the way to the keeper. Race is on here, and Garrett's getting to the outside, fires a shot, and that one again off the side of the net. Champlin Park able to quickly counter there, and they'll bring in the sub now as Grace Davis reports in, number 13.
Yeah, it seems whatever team can connect 2 or 3 passes together, they seem to be getting good opportunities to score. So it seems to be the way the ebb and flow of the game goes. If you're able to keep control of the ball and pass it around, you're going to be able to make things happen.
Slam back out toward midfield, and a collision there. The call is going to go against Totino-Grace's Engelbrecht as she bumped hard there with Sydney Elena. Looks like Elena might have gotten shaken up a little bit there, and the call did go her way. Cassie Woodford putting her foot to it here for the Rebels. Bounces to the outside. Garrett's knocks it, trying to get space to get a cross away, but instead got a little too much of it there, and it'll be a goal kick for Totino-Grace. Boys game to follow, of course, on 12 Sports here as the Eagles and Rebels tangle. To the outside here now for Grace as Del Moro now working her way back toward the middle. And that drops a nice pass to Miller and to Newman now. Nicole Newman couldn't quite get a step. And it's out of play. It'll be a throw here for Totino-Grace. Nope.
Oh. Reverse. Champlin Park gets it.
So it'll be a throw instead for Bree Johnson of the Rebels. Parnell sending it up the line. Nice job to get to that one, but then a quick turnovers. It's taken by Ari Pogmani. Haley Martinson had it knocked back. Sent long here, and the Rebels. Martinson trying to get it over to Garrett's. Pretty good little step up, though, there by Amelia Vosen for Grace. Newman trying to get control here and does to the outside.
Both teams doing a nice job putting pressure on, not giving the other team the opportunity to put those 3 or 4 passes together.
Yeah, we've not really seen any laying back and looking to just counter. They're coming after each other. Quick steal there by Del Moro for Totino-Grace between a couple of defenders, chipping it ahead of the outside. Will there be enough angle to shoot it? Now instead drop back. Here's Newman, a shot. Oh, and a dynamite save by Lauren Caesar. Definitely a right idea by Engelbrecht. She ran out of room to really have much of an angle, but dropped a great pass back to Newman, who's obviously a good player. And boy, that one could have easily been a goal. I'm sure she's thinking, oh, if I'd only put it to the outside a little bit more, but it was definitely a great save.
Yeah, it was a great save, a great opportunity for Grace. The defense kind of collapsed to the goal line for Champlin, and she did a great job just dropping it back and got a wide open opportunity. Those are the ones as coaches you're looking at going, saying we have to capitalize on those.
Back to the outside with it here. So a little confidence built, I'm sure, for the sophomore keeper, Lauren Caesar. She's had to make 2 very big saves so far, and she's been right there and made them. Now, on the other hand, you don't want to have to keep relying on that all night long, but.
Yeah, you know, you're right. It boosts the confidence and gives the defense confidence that she's going to make some good saves, but you don't want to have to make that all night long.
Ashley Cordero, number 13, checks in for Totino-Grace. Throw in here for the Eagles on their left side. Garrett's now coming up with it for the Rebels, dropping it back to Danny Johnson, and that pass broken up by Vosen. Pugmani. Nice connection there, and trying to step through was Allie Carlson, but met up with a couple of Eagles now. Chaselyn Miller controlling it. Miller, nice ball to Newman. Newman looking to go left with it, and then they cross, hit a little bit. Ball stepped on, play goes on. Danny Johnson sending it long up the right side. Garrett's covers a lot of ground. She got on the defender in a hurry, and boy, she almost had an opportunity for a shot there. Eisfelder was coming out. Vosen got to it first, fortunately so for the Eagles.
Yeah, there's a lot of in-between there. Garrett's almost got it, but Totino did a great job hustling back and just clearing it out of the way.
Yeah, sometimes for a keeper, those are a little bit tough. You know, do you sit back and wait for a shot? Do you come out yourself? And I think she would have been kind of in a tough spot there had Allison Garrett's gotten to that ball first.
Yeah, most definitely.
Handball call there, and it will be a free kick for Totino-Grace. That one cleared out of play. up the sideline now and knocked ahead. Rebels controlling again, trying to go to Garrett's, and she's looking to split between two defenders and does win that ball. Garrett's losing it though, and it'll be a goal kick as she nearly was able to work her way between.
Yeah, I thought they were going to sandwich her off and not let her through. She was able to snake through and still be able to make a play on the ball.
So goal kick here for Grace. We've played about 14 minutes of the match so far. No score on the board. Totino-Grace has had a couple of dynamite opportunities that Lauren Caesar has saved. They were legit, bona fide, very good scoring chances, certainly in both instances. Get a throw here for Champlin Park. Bree Johnson, one of their captains, throwing it long toward the corner. And it will be a throw here for the Rebels as Kelsey Wood getting it in. Now they turn and volley a shot, but that one is wide of the mark for Allie Carlson. They've hit that outside of that net a few times already here. So
yeah, you'd want them, on one side, the idea is to try to shoot far post. They've been hitting that near post, and it goes out of bounds. If it goes far post and you miss a little bit, you have a chance for the backside person to be able to knock it in. So I'm sure that they will try to correct at halftime. Just try to go far post with those shots so that you have a chance to make a play on it.
I think they've maybe gotten a little overexcited and shot a little quick there where, maybe another touch or two might have. Yeah, you never want to hesitate too much, but I think they've maybe been impatient on their shot selection a bit too. Play to the outside here nicely. Sarah Bergen coming up and then knocked out a play by Grace. We will get a throw here. Comes to the middle for the Rebels for Grace Davis, but nice step up to break that one up for Totino-Grace by Danny Peterson. Peterson to the outside. Abby Palma, who's checked in, number 8. They look to send it long here. Engelbrecht knocked from her, but it'll be a throw for Grace. They're going to sub in Rosie McGinty now.
Now entering the game for Totino-Grace, number 14, Rosie McGinty.
Throw in for the Eagles. Controlled by Pogmani for Champlin Park, but not for long. And McGinty quickly gets in on the action, but then had it taken away. Wood trying to send it up for Garrett's. First there, though, was the Eagles' Parnell, but had no choice but to knock that one out. Throw in Champlin Park.
Both teams doing a nice job of just trying to knife through and get those attacking passes and trying to catch them in transition, that sort of thing. So you're seeing a nice little 1, 2, 3, and then looking opposite side or through for someone streaking through.
Trying to get that next pass over there near the top of the box, but cleared away by the Eagles, and they're able to send it toward midfield and then come hard after not a lot of time to think about it for Sydney Elena or anybody who ban that back line for the Rebels.
Yeah, both teams are just putting a lot of ball pressure on, which doesn't give you opportunity, which creates your turnovers and gives both teams those opportunities on transition.
I think in some ways it's almost good to not know your opponent that much, because then you just go out and play your game and they're not worried about, okay, we've got to defend this player a certain way or anything like that. You just come and be aggressive and play your own thing, and then you make adjustments as the night goes maybe, but.
Yeah, certainly, point to that, John Wooden, the great basketball coach, never scout, the rumor on him was he never scouted. They played their game and they made the other teams adjust to them.
How to play this one will go, and Champlin Park, I think most coaches, though, definitely are always nervous when they don't know. And, these teams said they had done a little scouting and talked to other coaches. I think always how things go with coaching is the teams that Champlin Park's previous opponents will probably be willing to tell them about Spring Lake Park or about Totino-Grace. Maybe not as true the other hand. So I think the newer teams coming in might be at a disadvantage in that regard. Not that they're anybody's out to get them or anything like that, but you just don't have the relationships built up yet with the rest of the conference.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just seeing the same coaches year after year. You build that relationship. You make contact with them, and most coaches are really nice and willing to share information. You know, you still got to, the kids still have to go out and perform. You can be as prepared as you want for them, but, you know, they're high school girls here and boys later, and you never know what's going to happen. But most of the coaches are willing to share and be nice to the other coaches.
A little counterattack here for Totino-Grace, but broken up by Sydney Elena. Nice ball there coming back to meet it is Sarah Bergen. Volleyed long up the side. Wood trying to control it and does so. Garrett's looking to turn and fire, but broken up there by Chase Miller.
Just don't have much time in there. They're doing a great job collapsing. There's your nice little through ball. Now it's 1-on-1.
Keeper will get there first. Lauren Caesar winning that race, and he's had a good first half here for the Rebels. Wood trying to keep control, but not quite able to do it here. We get a throw for Totino-Grace. Mackenzie Schmidt taking it for the Eagles. Here's Newman to the outside, didn't quite connect with Palma as the defenders collapsed on Newman, and Palma was caught a little bit flat-footed. Schmidt hit with the header there, and now controlled by Miller. She'll switch over to the right side with it. And they chip it up the side here. Nice ball, trying to get room for a cross. Knocked away, and this is going to be a corner kick coming up for Totino-Grace. It'll be our first of the match.
That was a nice little touch pass over the top here to that outside midfielder running. That was created a dangerous situation. They ended up getting a nice opportunity out of it.
Miller will take this left-footed corner kick here for Totino-Grace, looking to go in the middle of the box here. It's a battle for it. Eagles get control. A lot of traffic there, though, trying to get Champlin Park a little bit spread out there, but that one was blocked down. Eagles maintain possession, though. Pass there broken up by Emma Perkins. Rebels can't clear, though. The pressure's still on. Cut to the middle and then broken up, but they can't clear. Good block, however, by Danny Johnson to stay with it. And now a long one is going to go wide of the mark.
A couple times in a row there, Totino-Grace does a nice job attacking the end line and then passing it back to their forwards and midfielders who are now running onto the ball, facing the goal.
Yeah, good field vision there, and sometimes you have a tendency to, you know, everybody wants to go direct to net, and a collision out front, and going to be a play-on situation there, as doing just enough to shield was Bree Johnson without being whistled there for Champlin Park, and of course that was in the penalty box, so it would have been trouble if it had been a foul.
Yeah, and you saw Caesar coming out, and I saw her start to backpedal, so I think she felt like she was in no man's land, but able to recover.
Garrett's dropping the pass back, but Carlson not able to control it. Then a long shot taken, but that one will sail wide of the mark. As some more subs come in, back in is Pogmani for Champlin Park, and for the Eagles, Emma Reinert, number 19, and 22, Jenna Meyer checking into their lineup here.
Champlin's generated some shots. They just have yet to find the rectangle and get them on goal. So I think that's something that they want to just concentrate a little bit more on and get them on that rectangle, make that goalie make a save.
A little over 17 minutes to play here in this opening half. A scoreless game here in the girls' contest. Totino-Grace has definitely had the better of it. They had two real good quality chances that were stopped. And now looking to get something going again, as that one headed away, though, nicely by Elena.
Now we got the counter.
Martinson coming back the other way, sidesteps a defender, and is sent it long through the middle, and that would run onto that one, but just not quite an angle to do so, and Eisfelder will come out with it. Newman coming back to trap that one down. Tried to go to the outside with it there. Bergen broke it up, and now Johnson had it, lost it. It'll be a throw, though, for the Rebels. headed back the other way, but tried to tap it to the outside. And it'll be Champlin Park's throw right near the center of the field as Bree Johnson triggers it in. Garrett's got more of that one than she wanted to, off the ankle a little bit. It's a throw for Grace.
They seem to be playing on the skinny side of the field here. Hopefully they'll get some room and get some space and be able to work.
I was just going to say, although it is nicer for us, we can see things a lot better when they stay on the near side. But you're right. They probably don't realize it that much when you're on the field, but they have been very to one side of the field here. And if you're able to spread things out and see that on an attack the other side a little bit, it'll be the benefit.
Right. I think that's where Totino has been successful. It's gone from this side, quickly transferred to the other side, and then they've had their opportunities. And Champlin Park here, kind of doing the same thing. Came to this side, now going to that side.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that Coach Noonan talked about, is being able to use the width of the field a little bit better than what they have been, maybe not being so much direct, kind of playing into the defense's hands a little bit. Subbing in for Grace now, Sophie Palma, number 12, and returning to the lineup is Amanda Engelbrecht. And Amanda was involved in a lot of the offense early on for the Eagles.
Yeah, she's a nice, strong forward. She possesses the ball pretty nice and is able to lay it off to those outside mids and forwards coming on. So they definitely look for her to be in the middle of the field and own the middle of the field.
Garrett's trying to force a turnover and does. Here's her turnaround shot, deflects off Vosen, and it is going to be a corner kick for Champlin Park. So they'll get their first corner of the evening here, and created by the turnover. Garrett's being strong and holding off and winning the ball from a defender cleanly. And now it'll be Allie Carlson taking this corner kick for Champlin Park. And Eisfelder punching it out of there, then headed to the front. Still
Dangerous
trouble.
corner.
Yeah, definitely.
It was the best opportunity for Champlin.
We will get a throw here for Totino-Grace. They come up the side. Ball was kept alive nicely there by Engelbrecht. Now she's able to gain control here and knocking it to the outside, looking for Ashley Cordero, but too much on that one.
Yeah, it's just a tough angle the way it went. It might have been a bad hop or something. If she can go a little bit more to the corner flag, that'll give her a chance to run onto the ball.
Cordero sending it long up the middle here, but that one's too much into the keeper's area there, as Lauren Caesar easily gets to that one first here for the Rebels. Long bounce to midfield. Grace able to win it. Knocked back and forth, and Eagles come up with it briefly, but then sent on out of there by Martinson. A long race for this one. And Wood is going to wind up with it here for Champlin Park. Here's Wood looking to get a shot right out front, and Eisfelder lunging over to get to that one just before Garrett's could get there. It was kind of one of those maybe shot, maybe across, but got it on goal, and Eisfelder correctly reading that Garrett's was there if she didn't handle it well.
Exactly. That was one of those opportunities where you want to go far post, or she did, and just give yourself an opportunity to make a play. And Garrett was smart and in the right spot to hopefully clean it up. But the keeper, Eisfelder, made a great step out and play.
I think that's one of the things that now comes up the middle as they look to counter. Rebels in a little danger spot here. And nice job to hold her ground there by Bree Johnson. You can see a veteran player there. I was going to say, sometimes for a keeper, reading a play is really more important even than your reactions to making a diving save or something. If you read a play right and come out and like Eisfelder did there, it makes it look relatively routine.
Yeah, I mean, they spend a lot of time back there doing that, but they definitely have to be decisive. It's when you're indecisive that you run into trouble. So, you make that decision and you live and die with it, and hopefully more times than not you're living with it so that your teams can be successful. But the more veteran you are, seniors have been in that situation a lot more, so they know what they can do and what they can't.
Yeah, it's amazing how many of goals end up being scored when the keeper seems to kind of be in the middle. They come off their line but not far enough, or they don't play for a shot. They get stuck in the middle.
Yeah, and it's an incredibly tough position, but both keepers here have done a pretty good job of making some great saves and some plays look easier than they actually are.
Nice footwork there by
Almost.
Carlson as she got through a couple defenders and trying to send one for Wood, and it's going to roll all the way to Eisfelder there as the defender Parnell was able to get some communication, it looked like, from her keeper to, okay, I'm in a position to get this, because Parnell had her back to the forward and didn't really want to handle that ball unless she had to.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you're just if you're Champlin, you're just waiting for one little mistake to hopefully pounce on it, and obviously if you're Totino, you don't want to make that one mistake because they seem to be pressuring the ball pretty well.
Throw in here for Grace. Little header flicked, and now they drop it back for Del Moral. Makes a nice cross, looking far post with it, and good job to get there by Martinson for Champlin Park. It'll be a throw, though, for the Eagles. Grace gets control back. Not for long, though, and the Rebels able to come on out of there with it. Martinson. But they have continued to just play long ball, and I mean, I guess all it takes is one to maybe spring somebody, but it hasn't really been working so far.
Yeah, that one was just you didn't have the numbers. You want to hang back a little bit and kind of build it. The forwards, I was watching the forwards there. They did a nice job of switching and creating some movement. The ball handler there just has to keep on the ball a little bit longer and wait for those runs to develop and put it out to the side.
Long shot there, sailing well wide of the mark. Subs now for Champlin Park. Taylor Wood, number 5, comes in. And for Grace, Claire Baker, number 23, and also Miller coming back in, I believe, here for the Eagles. So down to about 9 minutes to go in this first half, and no score on the board. Champlin Park has battled back to kind of even things up more in terms of ball possession and attempts. They've taken a lot of shots, but not necessarily a lot of good ones. The Eagles have had the better quality chances, but now after there's a shot and a pretty good one, Eisfelder has to dive out, and it's going to be another corner kick coming for Champlin Park as Eisfelder ranging to her right off the left-footed shot here from Kaylee Martinson. That didn't miss by much.
No, she did a nice job of just settling herself down and putting a good quality shot on the frame. And Eisfelder had to make a great save, good diving save.
Allie Carlson will line it up here for the corner kick, second of the night for Champlin Park. And it's going to come right to Eisfelder, so got that one a little bit too tight into the goal there, and nobody able to get to it, so.
I think she learned a little bit from last time. The last one, she kind of had to punch out and was caught off guard a little bit, and this time, Champlin basically put it in the right spot, and she's seen that one before, so she played it very easily.
And I'm thinking we must have had a foul called there against the Rebels because he made her put the ball down for a free kick rather than just punt it on out of there. So they might have been a little too aggressive in trying to get to that ball. Headed out front. Opportunity here for Grace. Ran out of angle here, and now they'll turn it back and see if they can't find a trailer. And that one broken up. Martinson does a good job there for Champlin Park. Drop back, and now here's Martinson sending it up the middle. Jenna Meyer controlling for the Eagles. Here's Miller. Chase Miller to the outside with it. Del Moral getting control here for Grace. Drops that left-footed cross back, bounces away from Newman. And hammered on out of there by the Rebels. Taylor Wood leaving it back there and sent up the line by Bergen. Emma Reinert, nice job to get to it. And now here comes Chase Miller. Has a little step on her defender. Miller looking for an opening. puts on the brakes. Pass drop back. Now the shot will sail wide from Newman as they got a decent opportunity created, but the Rebels didn't panic and got back into play pretty well. Newman certainly would like to have that one to do over again. Not like it was a wide open chance or anything, but she missed the net by quite a bit over to the left.
She did do a nice job of just taking her time though and keeping it low, and so many of those are just skied over the net. You see so many players just leaning back and kicking those through the goalpost. She did a nice job keeping her head, keeping it low. Just has to get it a little more to the right.
Off the throw, and it's headed right back out. So Champlin Park will take a throw again here. Drop back and taken there briefly by Carlson. Now played into the middle, and the turnover forced here. They get it ahead toward Newman, but ran into a couple of Rebels, and Elena away with it. And that one gets away. It'll be a throw here for Totino-Grace, looks like. The center referee overruling. Eagles, for a little while, looked like they were going to kind of dominate the first half, but it's definitely evened out some since then. I would still say they've had the better things overall, but
yeah, that's why. I mean, we always seem to see soccer go. It'll just definitely have its ebbs and flows, and one team will have better chances for a little while, and the other team will counter for a while.
Martinson tried to change direction there. It was knocked away. Eagles keep on battling, and they end up winning the ball, but then give it right back to Allie Carlson. Carlson turns and sends this one up the middle. Rebels trying to force pressure and get a turnover there, but Jenna Meyer solid with the ball. Little collision there, and upfield it'll come for Grace, but strong step up by Bree Johnson helped to break that one up. And taken right back, though. Del Moro dropping it over to Newman. Newman chipping it ahead. Boy, if that one had gotten through, they would have had Engelbrecht with an opportunity. Engelbrecht coming to meet it there with the header. Nice touch on that one to get it to Danny Johnson. Johnson sending it for Garrett's. Boson will get there first. Under 4 minutes to play here in the opening half. Taken back by Martinson. Martinson switching fields nicely there to Wood. Wood trying to go to Garrett's. Vosen steps up though. And they look to go outside with it. Martinson gets there. Boy, she covers a lot of ground. You see her a lot on the defensive end, but then she's joining the play as well. And we get a little push call here. It's going to go against Champlin Park, it looks like. Has been a pretty clean game so far here. We're seeing girls go after the ball hard, but anything out of the ordinary. I think it works, seems to work well too when you have, both teams seem to be kind of equally aggressive too. You're not having one team knocking people left and right and the other one just laying back.
Yeah.
Opportunity from the outside. That one's going to roll in. Really was more of a pass, I think, from Wood, but it'll end up on net.
Yeah, I mean, both teams they're feeling each other out, and both teams are aggressive on the ball. They're both relying on that turnover and transition, quick transitions, trying to just get something going, as we do here for Totino-Grace.
Engelbrecht looking to go to the outside, but Bree Johnson back to break that up. Engelbrecht, though, swoops in to take it back. Jabbed away there, and it's going to go out of play into the Rebels bench. We get a throw for Totino-Grace as Jenna Meyer will line it up. 1:50 to play in the opening half. Scoreless match here so far. Drop back here to Chase Miller. Miller trying to occupy two defenders. Goes to Newman. Oh, a beautiful fake. Newman with the left-footed shot and ranging over to make the save there as Lauren Caesar.
Caesar was in great position there, just able to swoop that up, and that's one of those plays that she made look easy, but that's just because she was in the right spot and did a good job in positioning herself.
Well, Newman had just a great fake with her body to free herself up a little bit for that shot too. Garrett's pushing it ahead. Here's her pass out front and just sent over the top by Taylor Wood as Champlin Park generating a chance there. Garrett's, I think they had to respect the shot here, and then when she dropped it over, if she'd been able to control this ball, Eisfelder would have had very little chance to react.
Most definitely. Taylor Wood was just in the right spot. She made a great run, and Garrett's put it right on her foot, and you just couldn't connect on it. It was a great opportunity for Champlin.
Garrett's slipping there, but Eagles send it back the other way as we go under a half minute to play in the half. Allie Carlson with control here for the Rebels, playing it to the outside. And that one knocked away by Vosen, and it is going to be a corner kick, but they're going to have to hurry or we'll run out of time here as we're down to now 10 seconds to go. Carlson's going to have to get to it.
They're bringing everybody.
Sends it out front. Opportunity late here for the Rebels. Shot there, blocked down. And we have reached halftime in this one. Despite some pretty good opportunities, we have a scoreless duel here. The goalkeeper's standing up strong. Our halftime score, Rebels nothing, Eagles nothing. We'll have first half highlights and more for you coming up on 12 Sports.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
And welcome back here to Jim Totino Field at Totino-Grace High School on 12 Sports. Champlin Park and Totino-Grace at 0-0 after one half of the girls' game as some of the young girls get out there and get a chance to play around a little bit. As we take a look at our first half highlights, Grace getting some good chances early across and a nice header by Engelbrecht with a diving save. Lauren Caesar coming up big for Champlin Park in the early going. And then a nice pass drop back here. Newman shot a low one, and that one nearly got by, but Caesar reaching out her hand to make the save, and then a corner kick for Champlin Park. Eisfelder has to punch that one out of there. Rebels started to get some more chances as the half went on. Pretty good attempt here from Martinson, and Eisfelder had to make a diving save at that one. And then late in the half, pretty good opportunity here for Grace with Newman shot, though. Lauren Caesar ranging over to her knees to make the play. Rebels coming back later with some opportunities. Maybe not as many good shots necessarily, but the volume was there for Champlin Park. Fouls were even. The three corner kicks became pretty big as Champlin Park was able to put the ball good scoring opportunities here in a couple of those instances. So we've got one half in the books. We'll see who will come out on top here. We are at 0-0 here in the girls' game. Champlin Park nothing, Totino-Grace nothing. We have more soccer coming up next here on 12 Sports.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
And we are about set for second half action here. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the teams have made in this first after this first half, as Totino-Grace looked very strong early, got some chances. Champlin Park came back and certainly, had their share of the play, to say the least, in the second half of that opening half. So I think there's some good to be had for both, and some things that need work on for both as well.
Yeah, I think both teams got to be happy with the defensive pressure that they're putting on the ball. Not either team is having much time to decide what they want to do with the ball, and that's good. And then both teams are working great off transition. It's just making great touches and quality touches with the chances that you get.
Coach Thibodeau, before the game from Totino-Grace, was telling me that they, kind of what we saw in that first half. He said, we are creating well. It's just, let's finish some more of them. They came in having scored, 6 goals in 5 games, which is a little lower output than you'd like. They certainly showed the ability to create chances, but nonetheless, it's still a 0 up on the board there for their side, and they want to change that here in the second half, obviously. But Lauren Caesar, I thought, was really good. I mean, in looking at those first couple again at halftime, they were every bit as good a chances as I thought they were the first time around.
Yeah, she made some outstanding saves, and like you said, Coach Thibodeau has got to be very happy with the chances that they're getting. And then right on the heels of that, you're frustrated that you aren't able to put it in the back of the net. But hopefully each team will take care of their chances and make something happen.
Martinson sending it ahead here for the Rebels. Garrett's trying to put some pressure on. Falling was Parnell, but got the ball away. Now controlled by the Eagles. Engelbrecht trapping it down, drops it back. Tried to get it to Newman there, but that one broken up by Pogmani. Engelbrecht wins it back.
She really possesses the ball nice and attacks nice. She's definitely the focal point of their offense, and they try to get the ball to her, and I certainly see why.
And they get a goal kick here for Champlin Park. Header, strong header actually to the outside, and the Rebels will have to just clear it as Sydney Elena sends it out of play. We get a throw here for Totino-Grace. Looks like they really want the tempo up here. They're wanting to, to play quick, and at times, and for the most part, it's been good. Trap down in the middle and drop back for Newman. Newman will leave it there, and knocked away before Lexi Serene could get a shot away.
Nice clear there by Champlin, just trying to relieve some of the pressure and get your chance to breathe a little bit out of your own end.
Miller sent that one to the outside, but no chance for Danielle Brown to get to it. Throw in here for the Rebels. Trying to go to Martinson. Newman battling with Pogmani for it there. Pogmani winning the little battle, but the Eagles come away with it.
Every time Champlin tries to clear it or do something like that, it seems like the Tino's a little quicker to the ball, and they just happen to just reload and keep coming at it. So I think Champlin's got to look for a chance to put a few passes together. And for Totino, you keep beating them to the balls and keep putting it in the end.
And a turnover forced here by Garrett's. Garrett's getting a step. Oops. And there was one you talked about earlier. You get underneath it and sends that one well over the top. And a goal kick coming up here for Totino-Grace. But you can see with her long strides, and she can give a defense a little bit of trouble if you're not careful. She can cover some ground.
Most definitely quick and fast, and really a great three-sport athlete. You know, basketball, she is a great athlete, and quickness, and she does great in track and field as well.
Here's Martinson with a shot, but puts it right into the body of the keeper, Eisfelder, as she got an opportunity. And as we saw earlier, she is good with the left foot here. This was a good chance, but you can see she upset with herself because she put it up almost dead center into the net.
Yeah, she had no chance but to catch the ball. But that was a great opportunity for Champlin.
Eisfelder was back quite a bit into the net there. There was a lot to shoot at. I think she was surprised at how quickly that turned into an offensive chance, and Martinson would definitely like to have that one back, because if she'd been able to angle it at all, I think it was going to be a goal.
Totally agree.
Rebels get an opportunity here. Garrett's will push it back now to Johnson, and then the header will go wide off of Kelsey Wood.
Champlin seems to be connecting a few things together here, and I think that's working for them right now. That's why they're getting a few chances. And so Totino, I think, has to just pick up their defensive pressure a little bit, and they'll create more turnovers. So a good little back and forth, little chess game happening.
Here's Newman dropping it back, and that one quickly broken up, though, by Bree Johnson. And it'll be a throw coming here for Totino-Grace. Both teams have quite a few young players out there playing, too, and the coaches are talking about that, too. You know, getting used to varsity level, and a lot of times, you know, a little more physical probably is one of the big things that you're not used to, and just playing with confidence and playing your same way, but stepping up to the challenge and believing you can do it.
Yeah, most definitely. Putting that high school uniform on it's a great effect and a wonderful effect, I think, on high school sports. But they definitely feel it. They wanna have that pride in their community and their school, and want to help the team succeed. And sometimes that can be crippling for some of them, and they try so hard that they don't just sit back and relax and let their talents make it happen for them.
Pogmani knocked it down at midfield, and it will go out and off of the Rebels there, off the foot of Sarah Bergen. So a throw here for Totino-Grace. Danielle Brown triggering it in. Comes back to Brown. Miller playing it to the outside, trying to send Engelbrecht. And they'll have to clear it away from her, and wisely so. As Kurtz mentioned, Amanda's a good player and very controlled with the ball. So it'll be a throw here for Grace. Battle for it in the middle of the field here. To the outside now, and Brown getting control, chipping it toward the net, and Caesar arranging over to grab it.
Those are tough when you're facing the corner flag and have to get all the way around on it. Brown did a nice job of keeping the ball in play, just a little too close to the goalkeeper.
Rebels go to the outside with it, looking for Kelsey Wood here, but not able to connect. You got the good and the bad in terms of on the grass field. The ball rolls a little slower. However, you've got more of a crown to the field, so some of those balls do get off the edge maybe a little faster than you'd think, even though it doesn't obviously roll as quick as on the artificial turf. But you can see both of these teams, obviously, as we said, very used to playing on grass because they both have it, so it isn't like we're seeing one team kind of struggle with the adjustment or anything compared to the other.
Yeah, I think they're just having trouble putting the ball in the back of the net when they get their opportunities. But both teams it's a fairly equal game. It seems to be just back and forth, and both teams are looking just to break through it at one time or another.
And I think Champlin Park, you know, with somewhat of the struggles they've had, I think they've kind of gained confidence as this game has gone on. You know, playing against a team that, you know, yes, was in Class A, but was in the state tournament a year ago. So here is controlled now by Martinson. Martinson looking far post with that left-footed pass. Nobody home, though, and it's going to be sent out of play by Grace's Mackenzie Schmidt. So throw coming here for Champlin Park.
Yeah, it was a nice ball. She kept it away from the keeper. We just Champlin Park just needed someone on that outside to be able to corral it.
Danny Johnson will trigger it in here for Champlin Park. Pogmani controlling but being pressured. Turns back.
Good move.
Got it toward the net. Boson knocked that down. Pretty physical play to come in and take that one by Parnell. Got kind of hip to hip there and won that ball. Taken back, however, by Allie Carlson and then re-stolen there. Try to control it now. Engelbrecht will start it back the other way. Newman. That one broken up by Woodford. Newman knocking Carlson to the turf. Get a throw here for Totino-Grace. And bounces around and off of the Eagles Brown, and the Rebels get the throw. Nice move there by Wood, but then taken the other way. Miller sending it ahead.
Neither team right now just able to string anything together. The pressure on the ball and their passes, they just can't put anything together. So it's good back and forth. I think the team that is able to settle down and maybe possess it a little bit more will create some chances for themselves.
Yeah, you get the feeling now that maybe to a certain extent the coaches are saying, you know, we needed to play quick but not in a hurry, because you're seeing people get rid of the ball quickly but not necessarily with a purpose in some cases.
Yeah, that's we love that quote by coaches. Play quick but not in a hurry.
Cassie Woodford will take this free kick here for Champlin Park, but Newman nearly had a clean steal of it. Pogmani coming back in to help out. Miller trying to free it up here for Grace. Pogmani trying to go to the outside with it, but instead it was broken up, and this will be a foul call against Engelbrecht trying to win that ball back. And Champlin Park will get a free kick out of the boys teams filing in here, getting set for their contest here this evening. Martinson plays the ball up the outside, and let's see, this one is going to be a goal kick. It was
I think throw in for the Rebels.
Oh, you're right.
Hit the flag there in the corner.
Headed out of there nicely by the Eagles, and they will try and go on the counter. They don't have numbers right now, but got by Engelbrecht there, and Elena sending it ahead. Now to the outside here. The Eagles have done a nice job at times of that, being able to attack from the outside and coming to the middle. And there's a shot, and ranging over is Caesar. Make the stop as they tried to go low on the far side. Look at this decent chance, not a great one. I think it was going to end up being wide there as we look at it again. But now Martinson, she's all alone for the moment here, trying to create a little space and get somebody to help. And drops it back. Rebels wanted a trip call there, but they're not going to get it. Looked like the heels just hit a little bit as Kelsey Wood was trying to get in position to take a strike on that ball maybe. And Rebels bench got a little upset, but officials said play on.
Yeah, those are ones that if it's your team getting knocked down, you want the call, and if it's you're on defense there, you're saying that wasn't a foul.
And you always have that tough situation, not even just in this sport, but whether you're talking football, receiver and a D-back are running together, their feet get tangled. Is it a penalty? There's a shot and a goal. Long range try goes in for Totino-Grace's Ariana Del Moro, and the Eagles break the deadlock here in the second half. Is not a lot of room most of the time tonight, but there was a little bit of room, and she is able to bury it.
Yeah, she was able to get some space, and just look, I mean, that's a perfectly placed ball right in that upper right corner. She took her time, didn't sky it over the net, just relaxed and put it in that upper corner. It was a great shot.
her second goal of the year, and kind of developed out of nowhere a little bit. It seemed like it was one of the few times where somebody's had a little bit of room, a little bit of space, and she picked out her target and hit it. And with a lot of good saves by Caesar so far, but that time just not quite in a spot where she could get to that one. It was well placed. That's the thing. That net is big enough that if you put a shot in a perfect place, it doesn't really matter. The keeper's not going to be able to get there.
Yeah, you know, I don't think Caesar was out of place or anything like that. It's just it was a great offensive shot, and the defense probably gave a little more space than coach would have liked to there, and they just made a great play.
Garrett's coming back into the lineup here, as you see, for Champlin Park. So now they'll be playing from a deficit here, trailing at 1-0 in the 74th minute. Del Moro burying it for the Eagles. She's one of those sophomore standouts here. And now Champlin Park looking to get some attack going. Wood waiting for help there, and Bergen coming up, but that one's going to be on one bounce right to Eisfelder. See if that changes anything in the complexion of the game here. I mean, we've still got quite a bit of time to go, but sometimes you'll see a game change, you know, based on that one goal happening after we've been 0-0 for so long.
Yeah, I mean, will be interesting. You saw Champlin there having a decent transition opportunity, but they just gave it up a little early. So it'll be interesting to see if Champlin, picks up the pressure and really tries to respond, or if Totino is able to continue the momentum and keep things going forward for them.
Just knocked away from Newman there by Elena. Yeah, sometimes the team that scores, they get really energized and come back harder with it too, and that's what Grace is hoping for right now. Because let's face it, the best defense is to possess the ball on the other end of the field and not have to make saves or anything like that. Just keep on playing.
Yeah, the best defense is a great offense. So we'll see how it transpires. Like you said, plenty of time left. Champlin doesn't need to panic or anything like that. Just settle down, possess the ball, switch the field just like this.
Martinson sending it across, trying to find Bergen, but a little bit too much on that one. Subs coming in now for Champlin Park. Riley Foss and also Emma Perkins. And McGinty will come back into the lineup, and Ashley Cordero for Totino-Grace as well. Headed to the outside there by Serene and out of play, so we get a throw here for Champlin Park. Garrett's heading it into the middle. Vosen is there first. You always kind of want to manage your substitutions too, in terms of getting rest at certain times, but then maybe kind of having your go-to players out there and ready for that last 10-minute push at the end.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, those number one players, those people who you're looking for leadership and energy on the field. There's no way that they can go the whole game. So. That's all part filling into the coach's mindset here. Do they get a rest? Do you force them through? And obviously those coaches know their players the best. So
Caesar's kick quickly won by the Eagles, and now it's Newman. Newman getting a shot away, but up and over the top, and it'll be a goal kick coming for Champlin Park. And Newman saw an opportunity, and obviously when you see that one go in from some distance, you maybe, kind of get it into your head a little bit that, hey, if I can hit this one right, but missed the net high.
Yeah, it was a good strike, just high and wide. Again, that's another tough one where you're facing the corner flag. You got to try to get your whole body around on it.
Champlin Park got away a little bit with a turnover there as Caesar kind of served that one up for the Eagles, but now we get a foul call going against Grace anyway, as McGinty knocked Pogmani down. So free kick here for the Rebels. They've still got plenty of time, but now find themselves trailing it by a 1-0 count here, nearing the midway point of our second half here in the girls contest. And again, watch for the boys game on 12 Sports as well. They will attack hard up the left side here. Now Newman comes back to get it. Leaves it for McGinty. And that was going to roll through, but didn't have enough on it to get back to the keeper. So Ellen decided she needed to just clear it away, and we'll get a throw here for Grace.
Smart play by her. She had two Totino-Grace players bearing down on her, so it's best just to get it out, regroup, let your defense come back, and have a full team with you.
Here's Miller down to the corner. Chase Miller trying to beat the defender here, knocked away. Miller trying to win this ball back, and she does just enough to force it out. A throw for Grace. Newman lifting it toward the middle here. Now Newman gets it back. Pogmani clearing that one for the Rebels, but kept alive and chipping it far post here. A battle for it out front. Newman trying to get a shot on a bouncing ball, but never really got control. Now Miller hits Pogmani with it. She'll try again, and that one's sailing wide. And Grace getting a little impatient on a couple of attempts here as maybe fatigue sets in a little bit too here, I think.
That was a nice long chip from the right side there, going to the opposite side, and kind of just throwing it in the mix and seeing if you can't get something to happen.
So Caesar will take this goal kick here for Champlin Park as we have now gone past the midway point in the second half. A 1-0 lead for Grace on a goal the 74th minute by, the 64th minute by Ariana Del Moro there. And we will get a throw here for Totino-Grace, and they will sub in some more with Emma Reinert and well, actually they're not going to bring him back in right yet. Jenna Meyer also getting set to come back in on the next opportunity here. It looks like Garrett's getting control here for the Rebels. Stops, leaves it, and then a ball mishit a little bit by Danny Johnson as she hit that one off the side of her foot a little bit. Now we get our subs with Meyer and Reinert.
You saw there, Totino-Grace did a nice job. They're doing a nice job collapsing right now, which is probably something that affords you that to be able to do that with a 1-0 lead. But every time Champlin gets it up to those forwards, they're kind of 2-on-4. You need to really get those midfielders and even some of those defenders up in the attack to be able to just create your opportunities. 2-on-4 just is going to be a tough row to hoe to get yourself back into the game.
Pogmani sending it out to the outside. First to it is Meyer. And they can't keep it alive, though. It'll be a throw here for Champlin Park. Of course, if you're the Eagles now, you don't want to sit back and just try and protect this lead either. And I think sometimes teams fall into that a little bit, thinking that we need to change things and just be thinking defense first. And sometimes it really starts to cost them possessions.
Yeah, with this much time left, I totally agree. You don't want to just kind of go back and play a shell game back there. But
McGinty dropping it back there, trying to go to Miller. That one's broken up here by the Rebels. Coming up the line, Garrett's trying to knock it around and go, but couldn't do it as Reinert did a good job. Miller to Cordero. Cordero trying to get a return there from Serene, but pounded out of there by Champlin Park's Woodford. Rebels have some numbers up there now if they can gain control. Wood gets to it.
Yeah, they've gotten some more of those forwards up there now. Now it's almost even numbers.
Martinson tapping it ahead, but didn't look like Johnson was on the same page with her, wasn't going for it. Now Martinson will loft one that goes off the back edge of the net. Engelbrecht and Sophie Palma coming back into the lineup here, a senior and a freshman for Totino-Grace.
Trying to get some fresh legs in there, I'm sure, before they do their final push. So taking some of the players off, get them a little rest, and get them back in there to finish off the game.
And let's face it, when you substitute often, you're taking more time off the clock, too, and you have the lead. I mean, I'm not saying that's the main reason for the subbing, but
it does play a game. It does play a part. There's no doubt about it.
Flicked into the middle here. The header, and Nice job of shielding there by Bree Johnson, but in a little trouble as the Eagles coming with some pressure to try and free that ball up, and they're able to do so. Sent out front and missed by the keeper there. Lauren Caesar had it bounce right over her. They are complaining that the ball was out, but now is the time you got to get back and focus in again.
Certainly seemed like something was amiss there. It bounced right over the goalie, and Totino-Grace player was right on the doorstep there.
Yeah, first, Caesar's thinking, how'd I miss this? But then the Eagles weren't ready. I think they definitely thought that ball had crossed over the line because they seemed to kind of stop, which this one just glances off the outside of the goalpost. It'll be a goal kick as the Eagles get a near miss there off that corner.
Yeah, dangerous play again. Look at that. It's a knuckleball coming right in there. Bounces right through. That outside mid did a great job of holding her position and attacking the goal and facing the goal with a great opportunity there. She just couldn't put her foot nice and squarely on the ball.
Boy, it didn't have a ton of pace on it anymore, but you see it hit the post. I mean, it was 6 inches from being a goal. If that ball was to the inner part of the post, it may very well have bounced in. There's a long skipping shot that Caesar will trap down here. Under 15 to play in the contest. A 1-0 lead here for Totino-Grace. Coming back to get it was Miller, and she'll leave it for Vosen. Cordero trying to send it over to Miller. Miller wins that little physical battle, gets it to Cordero. Cordero with a little room, chipping it out front, has an opportunity. Engelbrecht lines it up, fires, and scores. A great goal for Engelbrecht, who didn't panic when she didn't control it immediately. And couple touches and then drills the shot home, and that one is going to be tough to overcome now for the Rebels.
Yeah, Totino, you can see they actually were able to put together 3-4 passes, string something together, get that chip across, and you're right, Engelbrecht's just able to control it, get a little bit of space, and knew what to do with it when she was on the doorstep.
Engelbrecht has been certainly one of their best players out here tonight and gets her second goal of the season, and credit a good pass as well. So 2-0 lead now for Totino-Grace as they're able to finish a chance not too long after they'd had one that glanced off the goalpost. Now here they come again looking for more. Engelbrecht that time didn't win the battle with Bree Johnson. Keep on battling for it here, and they get kind of now it sets in that we've really got to go here. So you're going to see probably some more players pushing forward here for Champlin Park, but going to be tough to overcome that second one in this amount of time.
Yeah, and if you take the rest of the game into consideration and what they've been able to do, they've had some chances, but nothing great. You'll see them now with a little sense of urgency and try to pick up the pace and pick up the pressure and pick up the physicality and see if they can't get one. If they can get one here in the next 5 minutes or so, then they'll pick their spirits up and they'll have a chance.
Yeah, that's what you have to still be thinking. Let's get a goal. You can't think we need to get two, because then it becomes harder. I mean, you just have to worry about getting that opportunities generated and then go from there.
Yep, and if you're Totino, you're just sitting back and you're still trying to get your opportunities, no doubt, but you're making sure of your touches on that defensive side and clearing it when you get the opportunity.
Throw here for Champlin Park. After the subs come in, Woodford will throw it in here for the Rebels. Nice throw in there right on target and volleyed out front. Eisfelder is going to call off her defender and gets there easily before Taylor Wood.
Another play that she made look easy. That's a difficult play. Do I go? Do I not go? And she obviously made the right play. And as Champlin just tried to just dump it in, see if you can't get something to knock around.
Sent to the outside here, Cordero. Knocked away here, and Little battle as Danny Johnson comes up with it for the Rebels. Parnell knocked that one away, and it will be a throw for Totino-Grace, it looks like here. Rebels able to force a turnover here. And that pass broken up. They leave it for Miller. Miller to the outside Cordero as the Rebels were pushing forward, so a little bit of space to work with here for their Grace. Trying to get it to Engelbrecht. Miller steps up to knock that one away. Cordero trying to control it. Ellie Carlson switching fields here for Champlin Park.
Got some space and got some numbers.
Grace Davis sending it middle, but that one broken up. And I think their passes from mid to forward have been too long for a lot of the times today where they're not controlling.
Right. I think they are they're looking up and looking back down, and by the time they get the pass off, Totino-Grace has done a nice job of closing that gap and taking it away by the time it actually happens.
Tripping. So foul call there against Champlin Park. We get a free kick right near midfield here for Totino-Grace. Gonna send it out to the outside. Cordero off of her hip. Rebels able to maintain possession there. Carlson getting it, but then gives it away. Miller sending it far post. Oh, and it just failed to connect. Boy, they were right in sync there on what they were going to do, but couldn't quite get a body on that one on the far side. Nice ball here by Chase Miller.
Yeah, right on that back post, that outside midfielder making the run. I tell you what, that's a hard play. You're coming in, you're seeing the goal post there. You dive for that. You might get your head on it, but you're also going to have a heck of a headache if you don't connect. So those are really tough plays to be able to make.
Abby Palma was there for Grace, and I think a defender got in her way just enough to kind of make her take her eye, just block your vision a little bit of it there too. But you're right, I think the very real possibility of running into that goalpost is also on your mind there. They didn't miss by much, though. You couldn't ask for a much better pass.
No, that was a great little crossing pass right on that back post. And, Totino, like I said, Totino was right where they should be, and coach has got to be happy with the chances that they're getting, and certainly probably wishes that they had a few more.
Free kick here for the Eagles after a handball called against Champlin Park. Coming up for the Rebels after this one, they are at Andover on Saturday afternoon, and then they'll be at Anoka next Tuesday. Nice little move to the middle there by Danielle Brown. Now to the outside, Miller fighting it out there with Woodford, and it will be a throw for Grace, I believe. No, maybe not.
Corner kick.
Corner, yeah, it did go out. All right, and for the Eagles, they've got a big one Saturday as they host Maple Grove. And then they're at Blaine next Tuesday is what seems ahead here. So corner opportunity here for Totino-Grace. And again, you use a little more time up off this clock as well as we tick down toward 8 to play. They're already up 2-0. Send it up high toward the top of the box and sent out front, and it's going to come right in on Caesar here.
Just not able to turn her body and get much on the ball, but a good job of just getting something on the ball and get it going towards the goal.
Carlson's pass broken up, but going to be a handball called there against the Eagles as that one kind of rode up her arm a little bit. It will be a free kick here for Champlin Park.
I think Champlin would have preferred probably advantage there as they had some numbers going, and now Totino gets a chance to get things squared away defensively, but that's the way the ref calls it.
To the outside here now, Kelsey Wood. Pass drop back, and Grace able to force a turnover. Here comes Miller, leaving it for Newman. Nicole Newman, and run off that one by Pagmani. Boson will get there first. Miller, nice move. Leaving it here to the outside for Brown. Not a lot of defenders there as the Rebels have pushed forward.
Yeah, she certainly had some time and space.
Wood coming back to meet it here. Taylor Wood, that is.
Waiting for some of her Champlin girls to help join the attack as they're again with 2-on-4. It just seems like Champlin right now running out of a little gas, and with the desperation or the intensity trying to get back in the game wears on you a little bit.
Brown controlling it here for Totino-Grace. That pass knocked away. I agree. It kind of, you get the feeling that they've maybe exhausted themselves a little bit by trying so hard to get right back in it. Taylor Wood controlling. Nice ball to the outside here, and now they try to go to the middle of Martinson. Pass deflected. Taylor Wood heading it. Boson is going to get there first, and it glances out off a Rebels player. We'll get subs coming as Garrett's will come back in. And then for Grace, Rosie McGinty and also Claire Baker checking back into the Eagles lineup here. Garrett's with the header. She appears to be about twice as tall as the player next to her, Brown.
Very handy in basketball, and it is handy here in soccer as well. She's very coordinated and able to pressure. So the height can serve you well when the ball's up in the air, that's for sure.
Pushing it to the outside is Grace Davis here for Champlin Park, and it's going to be a corner kick coming for the Rebels. Davis looks like she might have gotten one up in the face a little bit there, but on the good side, if you're the Rebels, is you did get the corner out of it at least.
Yeah, you got a good opportunity here. You can put this one away. You got new life, and would be intense here for the last 4 minutes.
Eisfelder trying to come out and get it, couldn't squeeze it in traffic, but they're able to clear it.
Dangerous play. Good job by Totino collecting themselves and getting it out of there. Once that ball dropped, it can be pretty dangerous.
Woodford trying to get that ball back. Eagles will just hammer it out of there. It'll be a throw coming here for Champlin Park. Garrett's. Put to the middle, and now trying to get it out of there are the Eagles.
No foul called.
So a free kick here for Champlin Park. The Eagles need to get their wall adjusted here as they ran up down to 3:15 to play, and they sent out front. It's deflected. Oh, and Wood couldn't quite catch up to it. An Eagles player deflected it and completely changed directions, and Gabby Eisfelder was going over to her right.
Nice set piece there by Champlin. Little drop back. Good ball put in the mix, and just couldn't connect on it.
They will get a corner kick opportunity here out of it. If that was the thing, the ball just caroming a different way than they thought, or they might have had one there. Here's a header up high into the air, but it's going to go over the top as Kayleen Martinson got a head on that one, but actually it was a defender that got the last touch. So another corner coming up here for Champlin Park. Eisfelder doing her best to try and see the ball and get there through traffic. Knocked out of there by the Eagles. Out to midfield, and they'll send it ahead now. Cordero drops that pass back. They tried to go to Newman, but first to read it was Danny Johnson. Johnson sending it ahead. Rebels controlling, but that pass broken up. Sent back and volleyed ahead here by Champlin Park as they try and go up that right side. It'll be a throw here for the Rebels. Grace Davis overrun a little bit there on the throw-in. Kelsey Wood couldn't control it.
Champlin certainly has picked up the energy. They created some good chances there. They just have not been able to get it in. And Totino seems to be just answering every call and being in the good position with the defense and able to answer every time Champlin does get their opportunity.
Foul was called there against Newman, and no card issued, just a little talking to by the official. And he just kind of letting her know that I don't think they like the fact that they kicked the ball after the whistle had sounded either. Now it comes loose out front. Here's an opportunity, and that one will bounce just wide. But it looks like we had a call. Let's see, is this going to be a PK or is it?
Certainly looks to be setting it up that way. Don't know if it was a handball or stopping the clock. It's going to be a PK. This is really going to give Champlin a little bit of life. It's certainly not a lot of time. Here, let's see if we can pick it up here on the replay.
Knocked her down there, looks like. So Allie Carlson lining it up and will take this penalty kick. Carlson fires and Eisfelder makes the save. Now Carlson gets to it again. Eisfelder blocks it again. And so they dodge a bullet here, Champlin Park. I mean, realistically, probably was going to be too late anyway. However, you try and get one, and Eisfelder felt otherwise there and able to make a couple of big saves. So she has to earn her shutout in the last minute here, it looks like, right?
That's for sure. She did a nice job of reacting once she stopped the initial shot, getting it back to her feet, getting it in good position, and just waiting to react to the next shot. So great job by Eisfelder there in that series.
And that's going to about do it for our contest as that free kick bounces wide of the mark. So Totino-Grace breaking open a scoreless game with a couple of goals in the second half. Ariana Del Moro and Amanda Engelbrecht scoring about 12 minutes apart. And the Eagles pick up the victory here. So that is their fourth win in a row. They're 4-2 now. And Champlin Park will drop to 2-7 with the loss. That'll do it for the girls game. Remember again to watch for the boys contest here on 12 Sports as well. Our final in the girls game, Totino-Grace 2, Champlin Park nothing. For Kurt Moss and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, so long from Totino-Grace.